Tonight on Elon Local News.
Snow covers campus. What to expect from the weather in the next few days.
Elon's women's basketball team is off to the NCAA tournament.
And how one student is making a difference through coaching.
I was going down the wrong path at first, but then they started me on the right path.
All that and more.
Elon Local News starts right now.
Live from the Jane and Brian Williams studio at Elon University School of Communications, you're watching Elon Local News.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Harrison.
And I'm Perry Eliadarani. We begin tonight with Winter Storm SKYLAR bringing snow and ice to Elon and up the East Coast. We have Megan Gittleman live in Citroen Plaza. Megan, what's the weather looking like outside right now?
Thanks, Emily and Perry. While we're only 8 days away from spring, it is quite the wintry scene out here on Citroen Plaza. We've been under a winter weather advisory throughout most of the day, and while that ended at 5, we're currently on a hazardous weather outlook, meaning throughout the rest of the week we can possibly expect some severe weather, so make sure you keep following us at Elon News Network for all the updates that you need to know. This actually might be the result of a third nor'easter to hit the East Coast, the third over the last 2 weeks. We took a ruler outside earlier to measure the snow. There's about 1.5 inches on the ground right now, and by the end of the day that might be about 3 inches. We've seen a wintry mix of rain, sleet, and yes, snow that's expected to continue into the night while it gets down to around 30 degrees. So make sure if you're heading out, you stay bundled up. And looking ahead, Elon Day is tomorrow, and John Dooley says everything is set to continue as expected. That's a look at today. For the rest of your week, I'll be back later with your forecast. Back to you.
Thanks, Megan. The women's basketball team is in Alumni Gym right now, waiting to learn who they will play against in the NCAA tournament. The team won the CAA championship game against Drexel University this past weekend. Our Miles Garrett is live now in Alumni Gym. Miles, what's going on?
Thanks, guys. Well, March Madness always seems to make its way into the state of North Carolina, but not often does it make its way into Elon. But the Elon women's basketball team is going dancing for the second year in a row after winning the CAA championship in Philadelphia just this past weekend. Now, I'm standing here with the CAA tournament's most outstanding player, Shea Burnett, a title that I think she most definitely deserved. Now, Shea, expectations were high for you guys at the beginning of the season, but not a lot of people picked you guys to actually win the tournament again. What did it take to do this 2 times in a row?
Winning the championship last year was like an amazing feeling, and we just wanted to go back because we knew we had a chip on our shoulders going into the tournament. So, like the old wise saying is, you gotta beat the champion to be the champion. So we went in there with the right mindset and came out with the win.
Now, this is the second time you guys have won. Does this win feel any sweeter than last year's win?
Yes and no. We went through a lot harder journey this year with half of our team being freshmen, and it was just a lot tougher than it was last year, and we just got it done.
Now, having the experience of being in the NCAA tournament on the big stage, you guys lost last year, but do you think that experience will help you guys this year?
Yes, last year, I mean, being in a big dance was the first time ever. Like, everybody wants to go. When you're a little kid, you look at it like, oh, I want to go to the big dance. So it was like being on the stage this year it's going to be a much easier transition for the ones that were here last year. I know the freshmen will be a lot amped up, but I just think that it's going to go smooth.
Last question I have for you. You're one of the most decorated basketball players in this school's history. Now, what does it feel like to finish out with a CAA championship, going to the big dance, and finishing it the last win in this facility?
Well, I just want to go out with a bang. Like, at least get 1 win under our belt, if not 2. Try to make it as far as we can in the NCAA tournament. But I just want us to be successful. And I mean, if it doesn't happen, then I mean, we got a championship to fall back on.
Well, there you have it. That's Shea Burnett. I'm here live in Alumni Gym for the selection show. It'll be live at 7 o'clock where the Phoenix will figure out who they'll play. Either come in or tune in on ESPN. I'll be here later for sports in the C Block.
Thanks, Miles. We'll hear more from you later when the NCAA selection show starts at 7.
Elon Day is tomorrow, and the Department of Advancement is gearing up for donations. Elon Day is 24 hours where students, alumni, and faculty are asked to donate to their area of choice. Tomorrow marks the 5th Elon Day, and with every passing year, the amount of donations only gets higher. Last year alone resulted in over 4,000 donations, $1 million for the university, and was a nationally trending topic on Twitter. Associate Vice President for University Advancement, John Barnhill, says this money is a major force behind Elon scholarships.
One of the reasons that might be true, that we offer less scholarships than other places, our endowment is in many cases smaller than other institutions. The more scholarship support we have, the more students we can support.
The day begins tomorrow morning with college coffee in Alumni Gym at 9:40.
Also happening this week, unfortunately, midterms. I checked in with a couple of students to learn how they're getting through it all. Unzipping her bag and bracing for a long night of work ahead, Elon senior Sam Friedman has a lot on her mind.
I'm teaching both history and special ed during the day. Also, I'm taking an independent study right now to finish up a history requirement that I needed to do. And then there's also the job search and all of that good stuff. So just a lot right now.
She's smiling through it, but it's midterms week. Friedman's final assessment for teaching is due, and some Elon students have a major test coming up, or 3 if you're like junior Aaron Hubscher.
It's just kind of hard because I feel like all the teachers here kind of just load it for midterms, and I think it would like kind of be nice if it was like spread out a little bit more, because I actually like have an exam Tuesday, I have an exam Wednesday, and then I have an exam Thursday.
This exam overloading can be a significant issue for students. Days before exams, they can feel sick and eat or sleep irregularly. And when it comes time to take tests, studies have shown 30% of students feel debilitating stress levels.
I was a little stressed during this period because there's just like teachers are just adding it on all in one week, so it's just really hard for you to like do anything else because your day is pretty much class and then studying the rest of the day.
And for now, those tests and projects aren't going away, so Friedman says she needs to make time to de-stress.
Any time spent outside is really beneficial to me. It calms me down a lot. And in my research, I've come across a lot of literature that ties being outside with stress reduction.
To stay sane while studying, Hubscher has her own piece of advice.
Picture yourself on your spring vacation and just say, okay, we gotta get to that.
And for these students, spring vacation on the horizon might make this last week a bit more manageable. If you need more than the promise of spring break to get you through this week, though, Student Promoting Awareness, Responsibility, Knowledge, and Success, or SPARKS, has de-stressing tips on their Elon website, and counseling services can always be reached at 336-278-7280.
Also happening this week, eat free or live free. You can't do both. On Wednesday, Elon will host the First Amendment Free Food Festival, where students can have a free lunch, but only after signing away their First Amendment rights. The First Amendment Free Food Festival has been offered at various colleges across the country and will be here at Elon. It starts this Wednesday in the Snow Family Grand Atrium in Shar Hall at noon.
Almost 1,800 Elon students identify as Catholic, according to this spring's registrar report, making it the religion with the largest following on our campus. Our Selena Guevara found out more about what it's like to live the Catholic faith here at Elon.
Every Sunday in the Holland House, pancakes are served with a side of theology. This pre-church breakfast is one of the many activities Catholic Campus Ministries offers to create community around their religion.
Catholic Campus Ministries meant the world to me. I don't know where I would be at Elon without it.
Junior Emily Keller is the president of CCM. While she doesn't feel she's ever been judged for being Catholic, she says it's different from the norm.
Kind of contradicts kind of that college life, the college partying scene, hookup culture, that type of thing.
Grant we pray, O Lord. The university's Catholic priest and CCM advisor, Father Peter Tremblay, says it's an uphill battle.
One is a stereotype to prove that we're not a bunch of ignorant, closed-minded fundamentalists, and on the other hand, we are not a clan of haters and bigots.
Out of the 1,800 Catholic students on campus, less than 250 are in CCM. But Keller says the numbers don't concern her.
If we're creating those relationships and fostering those values, that's all that really matters.
Junior Katie Mars doesn't actively participate in the organization.
I can't go to all the thousands of things that they offer, which means I have to find ways to do it on my own. So I pray before I go to bed every night, and I pray before meals when I remember.
She goes to church every Sunday as part of her self-care routine.
I left and I was like, oh man, it's a great day. Like, I would just feel way better after going.
Father Peter hopes other Elon students will see the same thing, especially those who might be hesitant to express their faith.
Free food and fun goes a long way in convincing those who maybe were raised Catholic that the stereotype is not correct and that they can continue to be members of the church.
Selena Guevara, Elon Local News.
Both Keller and Mars were raised Catholic, but not all members of CCM are baptized. Father Peter says some students come to CCM events for the community and for an alternative to other college activities that may make them feel uncomfortable. And when we are back, an Elon student takes his basketball passion and makes an impact on the community.
And how some students aren't doing the typical spring break trip.
You're watching Elon Local News.
This week, Elon is weighing the waste. On Wednesday, Lakeside Dining Hall will be weighing all the lunch leftovers. By doing this, Elon Dining hopes to learn more about how to limit waste in all of the dining halls.
And at the end of the week, some students are headed to the beach, but others are getting a head start on their graduation requirements by going on alternative spring break trips. These trips give students the chance to volunteer and get the experiential learning requirement for service. Alternative spring break trip co-director Monique Hanna says these trips are a great way to get outside the Elon bubble.
It's just a way for students to kind of expand their horizons over breaks and get to know the community outside of their own. And it's a great way for them to transition back into Elon and develop into volunteering and having the opportunity to learn more about social issues in our community around us.
68 students will be participating in the trips this spring break and traveling a combined total of more than 5,000 miles from Elon.
When junior Ryan Bernardi isn't helping out as a manager for Elon's men's basketball team, he's coaching the 9th graders of NC Ice, a basketball program he started this spring. Michelle Klein has more on what the team is all about.
This is my baby here. This is the team that I love, and these are my guys.
Elon Jr. Ryan Bernardi and 3 other Elon students help coach NC Ice. ICE stands for I Conquer Everything, and the program's mission is to create well-rounded men to get every player into college and to compete at a national level. As for the name of their game,
Relentless.
Their practices include a half-hour character development session where they talk about team and personal values. For team member Isaiah Escobar, this program has been life-changing.
I was going down the wrong path at first, but then they started me on the right path, and I believe that I can do something with it.
Thanks to sponsors, NC Ice offers a competitive program to kids from low-income households for less than half the cost of other programs.
People are drawn to a convincing, purposeful mission, and I think that's what we have.
For Bernardi, both of his teams are special.
I love both teams so much, but I always tell our guys at Elon, the players, we got some 9th graders here that might be better than them, so they better get better.
For Bernardi and the players, NC Ice is more than just a basketball team.
We really are a family here, so once they come, they stay.
When we all just come around, be a family, and just forget about it and play basketball.
Although he doesn't get paid for his work, Bernardi doesn't mind.
As long as you're doing what you love, time is the best part of it.
His dream is to become a Division I basketball coach. Michelle Klein, Elon Local News.
NC Ice practices 3 times a week at Burlington Christian Academy. Email Bernardi at rbernardi@elon.edu for internships or service opportunities.
And when we're back from the court to the racetrack, we have more sports when we come back.
When we get back, I have a few sneak peeks about what's coming out in this week's Pendulum.
You're watching Elon Local News.
Let's check back in with Miles Garrett at Alumni Gym, where the women's basketball team is waiting to find out who they'll play against in their second NCAA game. Miles?
Thanks, guys. Well, I'm still here live in Alumni Gym. It's still a little empty in here, but fans will be filing in shortly at about 6:30 when the doors open up, and the event will start at 7 when we'll all figure out who the Phoenix will be playing in the big tournament. Now, for the men's basketball, the March Madness tournament was released yesterday, and for the local fans out there, Duke and UNC are both in there, and they're both pretty highly ranked. There's still a chance for a Duke-UNC Final Four, so the little local rivalry may come out here at Elon. We may see our local fans be going at it shortly. Now, this weekend, I also got the chance to check out a rather unconventional sport. That was racing, but it's not the typical racing that you'd think of. Check it out.
Riding a bike is something most of us learn at a young age. You still might be doing it now for transportation or exercise. But what about racing?
We race Friday nights here out at Burlington BMX. We have a pretty good ridership out here. It's a fun sport.
Just about 5 miles up the road from Elon is a BMX, or bike and motocross track in Burlington. And it's open to just about anyone who's looking for some fun on a Friday night.
We have 55 or 60-year-old men out here racing, even tonight. So it's a sport it's a family sport everybody can get into.
BMX may seem like an extreme sport, but it's not just for adults. In fact, it's mostly kids out here racing, just having fun with their friends.
I mean, after a while, you get used to how fast you can go, but every day you can get faster. I also like it because of the competition. I don't get scared. It's easy to me. Once you get the hang of it, you got it.
As track operator, Paul Costantino says the joy he sees from the kids is what makes the job worth it every week.
That smile on their faces is that's why we do it.
It's a family affair for some groups at the track. A few even travel around the country together.
We just hang out together. We're just a big family.
But that doesn't stop one dad from getting nervous before a race.
It's a big race. I mean, your heart, it can be beaten pretty fast, put it that way. They're going at good speed coming down that hill, so some of the tracks are pretty big and scary.
Regardless, the kids seem to know what they're doing, and they enjoy each other's company too.
We all became friends because of BMX.
I met all these people because when I first came here, they was all here, and we all became friends after that.
Certainly some unconventional fun just right up the road in Burlington. But make sure you tune in and keep checking in at Sports ENN, our Twitter handle for any updates on who the Phoenix will be playing in the NCAA tournament. Live in Alumni Gym, I'm Miles Garrett, Elon Local News.
Thanks, Miles. As he said, follow our ENN Twitter handle for more updates on women's basketball when that announcement is finally made. And now, Design Chief Stephanie Hayes is live in the newsroom with a preview of this week's Pendulum. Stephanie?
Thanks, Perry and Emily. You just saw Miles live in Alumni Gym. We will also have the seeding results available for you in the paper, as well as a look back on the women's basketball season, from their first game to how they became back-to-back CAA champions. And a little more on the news side, we took a deeper dive into Catholic life on campus and how students feel the community has influenced their time at Elon. And then a little bit on sustainability. Elon's campus has grown 47% over the past 10 years and will continue to grow. We looked at how the university plans on continuing its sustainability initiative. Those are just a few of the stories we have for you this week. Make sure to pick up a copy of the Pendulum on Wednesday. And back to you all in the studio.
Thanks, Stephanie. Make sure to pick up a copy of the Pendulum when it hits newsstands on Wednesday.
Coming up, sink or swim, it's the annual Battleship Showdown.
You're watching Elon Local News.
When you hear Battleship, you may think of the classic board game, but our Paul LeBlanc found a group of students who brought the game to life.
March hasn't seen a day above 60 degrees, but that didn't stop students Friday from trading their backpacks and winter coats for an afternoon in the pool. But it wasn't a day for relaxation. More than 30 students came to the Corey Athletic Center for Battleship. The goal? Dump enough water into your opponent's boat that it sinks.
I think the strategy was the same all along. Obviously build alliances and then strategically break them at the opportune moments.
Senior David Koenig says despite all the chaos, there's more to the game than meets the eye.
Chess game. And I mean, I'd say it's a little bit of endurance and strength, but mainly chess.
To attack or to defend. All in the pursuit of the thrill of victory.
Feel like a champion.
And away from the agony of defeat. Senior Emily Bell's feeling on her boat's loss can only be summed up in her final moments afloat.
Oh, it's brutal! No! Oh, we're so close! No!
even before spring sports get underway, competition is alive and well in Elon's pool.
I'm gonna call my mom, tell her she raised a winner, and I'm gonna eat well tonight.
And what champion doesn't cap off a win with a victory lap? Paul LeBlanc, Elon Local News.
BELK pool is open from 7 o'clock a.m. to 10 p.m. during the week and noon to 6 on the weekends.
And keeping us up to date with the crazy weather changes, we've got Megan Gittleman live outside for the Phoenix 5-day forecast. What's it looking like, Megan?
Thanks, Perry and Emily. I'm out here on Citroen Plaza where the snow is still coming down. We're currently on a hazardous weather outlook, meaning over the next couple of days we might expect some severe weather. So make sure you keep following us at Elon News Network for all the updates you need to know. For now, let's take a look at the rest of your Phoenix 5-day forecast. Heading into tomorrow, everything should clear on up. We're looking at sunny skies with a high of 46 and a low of 27. That sunshine will continue into Wednesday with a high of 42 and a low of 25. And on Thursday, yet again, more sunshine with a high of 54 and a low of 36. On Friday, we are going to see sunshine during the day, but at night, we're looking at a chance of rain with a high of 60 and a low of 41. Finally, on Saturday, we're looking at the warmest day of the week with a high of 63, sunny skies, and a low of 49 at night. That's your Phoenix 5-day forecast live from Citroen Plaza. I'm Megan Gittleman. Back to you.
Thanks, Megan. For weather updates, be sure to check out our website, and you'll be wanting to do that because it's crazy.
It is absolutely insane out there. I cannot believe it's snowing in March.
I know. I was thinking we were going to get out of it. The weather was slowly starting to warm up. More sunny days creeping in.
The closer you get to spring break, the closer you think it's going to be warm outside.
Right.
I was actually driving down, and what was crazy about this one is that I saw full bloom tulips covered in ice and snow, and all the trees are in bloom, but I keep seeing snow.
And we got hailed on the way to class today.
You know,
that's just what we're going to have to deal with, I
Beautiful
guess.
day here at Elon.
Well, a group of Elon students needs your help to vote for their 35-second Coca-Cola commercial. The group traveled to Atlanta at the beginning of the year to create the commercial, now named a finalist in the 2018 Coca-Cola and Regal Films student competition. To watch or vote for Elon's commercial by going to coca-cola.com/Regal Films. You can vote once a day until the competitions end on April 20th. And that's all the news we have for you today.
Thank you so much for watching. For all the news you need to know when we are off the air, make sure to check out our website at elonnewsnetwork.com.
And be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat at Elon News Network.
Have a great night, Elon.